What's up, Husky Dogs? Muffed Movies Live is coming back to Chicago, Illinois on May 28th, 7:30 p.m. at the Newport Theater. We are muffing The Nightmare Before Christmas, one of my childhood faves. And I've got special guest improviser co-hosts Emily Hapgood and Abby Sieber from the Friends with Benefits improv team. They are a tremendous duo. They're a joy to work with. You've heard them on other live episodes. So if you're in the area, come on down to 956 West Newport Avenue on Wednesday, May 28th at 7:30 p.m., and watch us muff The Nightmare Before Christmas. Also, Muffed Movies Live might be having a monthly run this summer at a new venue, so stay tuned for that. Watch for news on our Instagram feed, Instagram, or on Bluesky. Thank you, and enjoy Nightmare Before Elm Street, Nightmare on Elm Street, Morty, and enjoy this song whose lyrics I wrote, but music I didn't.
Welcome, dear friends, to another Muffed Movies, the improvised show that recreates films. We play all the parts, it's our solemn ass duty to entertain you with our voices and skills. Using only our memories, voices, and skills. Oh my god, it's part 2 of A Nightmare on Elm Street, a scary slasher flick with a terrifying end. It's darker and more bloody than the Battle of Helm's Deep, and if you got that reference, I think we could be friends. Freddy Krueger has returned and he's mowing down teens like sex pest Rod or Tina, his first victims. But our heroine Nancy will concoct a clever scheme to trap the sleepy slasher with tactics that restrict him. With parents who refuse to defy approaching doom, Nancy lacks support to evade death's arrow. But let's address the rum-soaked elephant in the room. Nancy's going steady now with Captain Jack Sparrow. 1, 1, 2, 2. Freddy's coming for you. 1, 3, 2, 3. Oh god, not the bees. Bees, 5. Oh god, they're in my eyes. The bees. Oh god, the bees.
Smash cut to the Katya Institute for the Study of Sleep Disorders. That's what was on the sign in the movie.
It was, and it's such a weird name that I'm sure it has to be some kind of inside joke. That's
100%. Yeah, it's so specific. Hi there, my name is Dr. Sleep, no relation. And we've got your daughter, Marge, it's nice to meet you. We've got your daughter, Nancy, sleeping like a baby over there in the sleep pod. We've got her hooked up to all sorts of uncomfortable wires and gizmos. And we're going to watch while she sleeps to see if she's got a sleep disorder. Maybe her brain is broke, and that's why she always sees this man who's trying to kill her.
Doctor, is this computer screen right here, is this showing sleep information to me?
Yeah, that's correct. Now, science doesn't understand what a dream is or how it works or what it's for, but we have figured out a way to quantify them with data. So as you can see, the dream level is at 0 right now. A typical nightmare is 3, and if it gets above 5, oh boy.
Okay, so we've established that a normal realm would be between 0 and at the very worst 5. So if anything outside of that happens, we know things are very serious. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct in my medical opinion, of course. Suddenly, Nancy starts thrashing around as she's having a nightmare, and a Freddy Krueger glove rips out of the computer screen. Just holding a bas-relief stone into which is chiseled the word maximum nightmare. 2 words. You got me. Oh, that's not a good sign.
I don't think I've ever seen something like this happen before here at the Nightmare Study Disorder, the Katya Institute. Don't ask, I can't tell you why.
Noise, flush the pod. Suddenly, the bottom of Nancy's pod opens, and she is flushed down a big drain with all sorts of sluice and gel. Nancy, can you hear me? This is the sleep doctor.
I got so scared I asked someone to hide me, Eddie. Please!
Pop-up fact, that actor, Dave...
Yeah, the actor who plays the doctor of the Sleep Disorder Institute is the voice of Roger Rabbit in the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So.
And the doctor is Charles Fleischer.
Yeah.
Nancy hears this echoing, ethereal voice when suddenly she gasps and she is awake in the Dream Institute's pod. Roger Rabbit in a doctor's uniform and her mother, Marge, stand over her with disturbed looks on their faces. Now, Nancy, you all right? You seem to be having a little nightmare there. We had to flush you for a moment.
Nancy doubles over with deep, racking heaves and proceeds to vomit out an entire fedora.
Whoa. Nancy's mom turns to the camera. Think they'll have that on the tour? Smash cut. That line has gotten so much mileage in Muff movies. Like, I'm sure the listeners are so sick of it, but I love it. Guess what? It's the kitchen, bitches. Nancy's kitchen, that is. Marge, Nancy's mother, checks her watch. It's 10:30 a.m. Time for a drink. Marge pulls out a comically large-sized vodka bottle and starts just necking it.
Yeah, she is firing for effect, heavy artillery. She is not expecting to make it to 10:30 a.m. today.
No. Look, Mom, or should I call you Marge? Because you're like not even a mom. You're like a little baby. You're like my little baby sister. Nancy starts pushing Marge into the refrigerator. Stop it.
Marge says, listen, that hat could have come from absolutely anywhere. In any dream, any other dream you've had. That could have been a My Little Pony dream, or a dream where you're at work, but they keep giving you the same project over and over, and suddenly you don't have a shirt on, so you have to go find a shirt, but no shirts fit. Or a dream where you keep trying to call somebody on your phone or text them, but because you can't read in a dream, the texts never work, and it's really frustrating. You keep trying the whole time, and when you wake up, you just have a slight headache, and you're just as exhausted as when you went to bed. Is that what's happening?
Marge turns to look back at her daughter and sees there's just like 3 pillows with a mop on top, propped up to simulate her daughter being there. Meanwhile, her daughter walks back from the living room with a full hoagie sandwich that she has constructed. Oh, are you still talking? Mom, it's noon.
Marge is instantly upset because she was very clear she did not want to make it past 10:30 today.
Nancy flips the hat inside out, and it says, property of Morpheus, stitched on a little label inside. And she goes, but wait, Mom, look at this. She rips the property of Morpheus patch off, and underneath it says, manufactured, custom hat for Freddy Krueger, parentheses, murderer of children.
It's a murder brand slaughter hat. They stopped making these 4 years ago.
This is bespoke, Mom. Bespoke.
Do you see how the blood doesn't soak into it, Mom? Do you see the stitching, how tight it is? They don't make slaughter hats like this anymore.
You see how the brim is coated in Gore-Tex, but it's a pun because it's like gore? Anyway, Mom, who was Fred Krueger? And why is he in my dreams?
Sorry, what?
I'll take this. The talking animated vodka bottle pats Marge condescendingly on the shoulder. Nancy, it's me, the bottle. Look. Nancy, you're sick in the head. You're just a fragile little kid. You're all mixed up. Look, I'm going to take care of you and your mom. You just got to get some sleep, Nancy. Listen to me.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Marge drank the life out of the bottle. I've had it up to here with you and your bottle. I'm going out of the door that I can walk out of because I'm not locked in, Nancy says and leaves. Marge looks at the door lock, and a little yellow exclamation point happens above her head.
And then she flops over unconscious.
Smash cut to the bridge. It's a bridge over a little creek.
It's like part of one of those discount, like those outlet malls.
Yes, my precious. Captain Jack Sparrow saunters up next to Nancy, chewing on a full roasted capon and just eating it medieval time style, no cutlery, but with a full glass of Pepsi next to him.
That he keeps swifting in the glass.
Nancy, have I ever told you about the Boilanese the Balinese. Have I ever told you about the Balinese dream warriors from Bali?
No. Tell me a story, Captain Jack, about your many adventures.
All right. Well, from the Isle of Lombardo, a friend of mine who was a part-time seamstress, part-time sea witch, told me that in Bali, when they sleep, they just pretend the nightmare isn't real. They turn their back on it, and all the dream monster's energy is sucked into their anus and manifested in the form of dance.
In a nightmare, Captain Jack, isn't the entire concept of where you are wrapped into the terror, and so a particular individual in a dream is not necessarily the entirety of the nightmare, but the setting itself?
Shh. Captain Jack puts his disgustingly filthy index finger over her 16-year-old mouth. Don't you worry your pretty little head over it, he says, and then vomits off the bridge. Captain Jack, bitches!
I feel like that's good advice. I'll remember this.
As Nancy walks away from Captain Jack, her attention is turned towards a billboard that says Rugged Joe's Survivalist and Ad Hoc Booby Trap Lessons. First lesson free starting in 20 minutes. Wow, that's fortuitous. Smash cut. We're back in Nancy's house, everybody. Back in Nancy's house.
They've managed to clean Nancy's mom off the floor.
As Nancy enters her house, she steps through the threshold and a giant Star Wars-style metal door, like a guillotine shut behind her. All the blast doors, all the windows.
Open the blast doors.
All of them close. It's like Tim Burton's Batman when he makes the armor go on his car. It's all just stop motion armor like closing.
A tiny circle opens in the front door and an orb comes out. that might have weapons on it. It's hard to tell.
Listen, door droid, I'm in the house already, but I probably want to leave eventually. You gotta let me leave eventually, right?
From deep within the house, a familiar laugh.
Oh no.
Marge is still drunk.
Yeah. That's drunk mom. Nancy follows the laughter down into the basement where there is a boiler. Well, it's a furnace, but close enough.
It's thematically on point.
Yeah. Nancy's mom is sitting in her house dress and says, Nancy, come here. Come here, I gotta tell you something.
Come here. Do you have
come beer? Nancy, look.
If her mom's voice is just Captain Jack Sparrow, and that's what makes her realize he's got a problem.
Huh. Nancy, I need to tell you about Fred Bruger. When I was a teen mom, just like you, there was a child murderer, and he killed 12 childs, Nancy. And
his name was Freddy Bruger's Bagels.
Remember that chain? That was a pretty good chain.
Those are good bagels, but he killed them. He killed them all. And you can't get a bagel now.
And so I guess the thesis of my entire speech is that a guy killed Hibbs, and so me and 12 other parents appointed by Elrond, Lord of the Elves, we came and we coated him in gasoline and we lit his ass on fire, and then the rest of him caught on fire, and then he was dead. So you ain't got to worry about getting murdered, because we're murderers.
I'm the murderer. I killed. But the thing is this, I also keep trophies. Because I'm normal.
Yeah.
I'm a good mom.
Marge hits a button in the wall, and it slides open to reveal all of the skulls of the various alien species that she's hunted are on the wall, and various war weapons from predators and other warriors that she's bested in her intergalactic combat.
The entire audience just goes up with delight to see a direct connection between predators and xenomorphs vis-a-vis Marge's murders.
I knew they were all connected. The Freddyverse and the Alien Predator-verse, says Mark Soloff. And look, we got Freddy Krueger's big old hand part. She pulls down a replica of Freddy's evil glove, perhaps the original, but it's not his dream glove.
No, she puts it on and then starts chasing her daughter, going, "I'm not gonna get you. I'm a Freddy Getty. I'm gonna get you. Don't get near me in a dream."
I suppose if there's one point I need to make is go to sleep. Marge immediately passes out Family Guy style, like one frame of animation from vertical to on the floor with her face on the ground.
One leg clearly bent, arm pinned underneath her.
Oh, Marge. Smash cut to Captain Jack Sparrow's bedroom on the Black Pearl, which, by the way, is docked right outside of Nancy's window. Captain Jack Sparrow's parents enter his room, and he's just passed out sleeping, listening to his over-ear headphones and watching his 1980s CRTV TV set that he put on his bed. Where's the rum gone?
I'm something of a narcoleptic hermit crab. I surround myself with electronics, drown out everything that I've seen and done to other people to keep scalp to do.
Hey, Captain Jack, it's me, your father. Now listen there, you hoser. If there's one thing I gotta impart to you, is you gotta stay away from that girl Nancy next door. She's a real loose screw, if you know what I'm saying.
I'll decide who's on my own crew for the good ship Jack Sparrow's other arrow. Where it goes, no one knows.
Anyway, I'm just saying, steer clear of that one. She's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You know what I'm saying? The new breakfast cereal Cocoa Puffs? It's the 80s.
Father Jackie Boy likes him a little wild between the ears, if you know what I mean.
Smash cut. Back to
Captain Jack Sparrow's looking out the window and seeing all the hardware that is sprouted upon Nancy's house. Steel vines.
Rang, rang, says the West Virginian phone. Rang, rang.
Hello?
Hello, this is Hack Sparrow. Nancy, are you calling me about some sort of a contrivance you have concocted?
I have indeed, Jack Sparrow, for, you see...
You're becoming more British, my love.
I find that you pay more attention to me when I act more like you.
Yes, when you're like a Keira Knightley type, I'm all ears.
Something a lot of women, to their detriment, have attempted to do.
You can fix me. I'm sure you're the one to fix me.
Yes, I know that my entire house has been locked down, but I need you to come over here at midnight. Now, remember before when I asked you to do something and you failed miserably and it was very simple and you didn't do it?
Of course I remember.
I need to set up a similar situation where the thing you need to do is to simply come over to my house at midnight. You do that?
Midnight. We see Jack Sparrow writing something down on a notepad, but he's just sketching boobs on top of a treasure chest. Yep, midnight. Yeah. Is that it?
It's an elaborate plan.
Yep, got it.
Requires you to be here at what time?
Of course, me love, and I'll see you then. Click.
She hangs up the phone. But then the phone rings.
Rang, rang. She has a West Virginian phone, too.
They all use the same phone, so West Virginian bell.
Yeah. Rang, rang.
I told you, Captain Jack, that you are to be here no later than...
Hey, do you know who this is?
I see. Just a moment. She takes a deep breath, composes herself, then rips the phone out of the wall, spikes it on the bed, does an end zone dance, pretends it's a bomb that went off, and then she blows herself backwards onto her pillows.
And the Zodiac Killer, who was on the other line, will never have gotten to talk to his next victim. Damn, guess I better get some hitchhikers or something.
Write a letter to the editor about this.
Smash cut. Back to the Black Pearl. We see Captain Jack Sparrow drifting off to sleep ever so gently. Once again, he's doing that feather trick that he does just unconsciously. He's so amazing. When suddenly the bed of his well-appointed stateroom suddenly turns into a sinkhole and starts pulling Johnny Depp into a hole. All the bed sheets are sliding into it, and he's going down ass first, like he sat down in a trash can.
His eyes spring open, and in the most clear voice, he says, "Whirlpool!" And at that point, is folded in half like a Chinese acrobat in a heist movie.
Yes. Well, he must be safe, because for a moment, it seems like the dream world just sucked him down into a bed hole. Hey, we've all been there. But something must have gone wrong in the transmogrification process. Because
the dream world is apparently Sparrow intolerant.
Because that hole disgorges buckets full of hot red jalouse, which, as we all know, Captain Jack Sparrow used for blood. Just barfing up a baptism of gore, chunks, giblets, receipts, all of them just shooting straight, splattering into the ceiling.
And staying there for a while.
I don't understand really what I was seeing visual effects-wise with some of those shots.
My wife asked me, hey, what happened to Johnny Depp in the movie, because she fell asleep? And I had to say I honestly couldn't tell you. He was, by some supernatural means, liquefied, but also made lighter than air.
Yeah, like the blood sprays upward, but then some of it also seems to like kind of float intangibly.
I mean, I guess the effect is that they had the room upside down, but I don't know what it was supposed to, like, oh, there's ghost powers at play here.
Yeah.
And they're monkeying with the physics. Like, Jack Sparrow had so thoroughly offended Freddy Cougarans that that no normal death would do. Every single piece of him had to be cut into a smaller piece and then degorged anus style through the bed onto the ceiling.
Yeah. It's inexplicable. And also, like, maybe in dream time, Freddy had Glenn, or Captain Jack, in a scary dream situation for a long time, just menacing him and terrifying him. But it seems pretty darn quick in the movie. I mean, I guess when we see Captain Jack sinking down the sinkhole, that's in his dream. That doesn't happen in reality. His bed doesn't physically distort.
I mean, again...
oh, boy.
Yeah,
then there's real blood all over the ceiling.
Yeah, I don't know what... because it kind of, if it was a comedy, it would be like the guy who eats something and they're like, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Bah! You know, like instant, fire hose of vomit. It's that kind of like thump, beat, regurgitate.
Yeah.
I mean, the moral of the story is Captain Jack Sparrow is going to get no more chances to let Nancy down. He is off the board.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that I also find weird about it is that he dies in such a completely insane way.
Yeah.
But then the movie, they're like, yeah. Oh, blood stuck to the floating on the ceiling. Forget that. Now it's a police procedural again.
Yes.
They switch right back to Law and Order, like hard, no clutch, just force the gear in. Because now there's like coroners and forensic guys, and everyone's puking their guts out, and everyone's upset. Everything goes right crashing back down to very mundane details of a liquefied teenager.
Yeah. Must have been using that marijuana I've heard so much about, says Lieutenant Donald.
Yeah, a guy in a white Tyvek suit who's just moving his goggles up, and the only part of him that doesn't have blood is his eyes, going, I got a cousin who said he's seen this out on the West Coast. It's that new, I don't know if they're doofballs or screamers, but the kids are getting a hold of them, and...
These young punks are peddling nuke out on the streets. So, Captain Jack dead, don't worry everybody, Nancy's safe. Smash cut to Nancy's house. She's not asleep yet.
No.
We see her setting booby traps Home Alone style,
Humming
putting shot.
the montage theme from A-Team quietly to herself.
That's right. You kids, if you don't know the A-Team, look it up. They do a montage where they're assembling ad hoc weapons in every episode.
Every episode.
It's weird that there were shows that were like that. Like, every fucking episode is the same solution to the problem.
Well, looks like we've got these 4 experts. We're going to have to lock them inside this warehouse that's full of weird materials. It'll be fine.
All right, gang, we've only got 20 minutes to come up with an ad hoc tank to take out these Sandinistas.
We're going to do this for freedom.
Ba, 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 ba. Anyway, Nancy is emptying out shotgun shells into a light bulb that she hollowed out, which is weird. Like, I mean, okay, hey, I'm against guns, y'all. Sorry. Hey, cancel me. But it's weird to me that in an 80s movie, it's plausible that a teenager has access to her mom's shotgun ammunition.
Yeah, that seemed a little like, I mean, her dad's a cop, and the thing that honestly stuck to me in that scene is that she's using a very tiny needle file to, like, smooth out the hole that she somehow made in a light bulb.
Yeah.
And all I could think of is, how did you make that hole?
It's just like cracking an egg.
Yeah, but the whole egg cracks.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you got me.
Gotcha.
And the other thing that is important to point out is that this entire montage can take no longer than 10 minutes.
Yes, because
the plot of the movie, they establish what time she starts, what time she has to finish. Like, for reasons unknown, they were like, hey, we need everyone to know that she has wired this entire house in 10 minutes.
Well, we skipped this part, but Nancy calls Glenn's house, Captain Jack Sparrow's The Black Pearl, and gets her father on the phone, who's like, they're investigating the blood sacrifice. They are so fucking fast. Because, like, Nancy was like, meet me at midnight.
Yeah, he was alive at 11:42. Like,
Yeah.
There's a lot of clock watching in this movie.
Yeah. Anyway, so the cops are all there. They're investigating what happened to Glenn. And Nancy talks to her father. She's like, I know who killed him. It's Freddy Krueger in my dreams. Dad, at 12:30 exactly, I need you to kick in the door to the house. I'm going to pull Freddy out of the dream, and I need you to arrest him, okay? And her dad's like, yeah, sure, you fucking Looney Tune.
Good thing you're locked inside that fortified house. I don't have to deal with you.
So then in like 5 minutes time, she has to assemble all of these Home Alone ad hoc survivalist murder traps.
Yeah, she Kevin McAllister's the hell out of her house, but, like, if I'm being honest, in a less effective way than Kevin McAllister.
Shots fired. Anyway, speaking of shots fired, Nancy, looking at her whole array of death-dealing traps and contrivances, claps her hands together, puts her hands on her hips, assessing them. She gives them a proud nod, a job well done, and immediately collapses asleep because she's been up for 7 days straight. She's in the boiler room again. Oh, the boiler room turns into a tube of slime, and Freddy Krueger slowly morphs through one of the walls covered in green slime. I'm gonna get you, Nancy, this time. I'm really gonna do it.
Gibbity gubbity, I scared you, but I'm getting closer.
I've been doing a lot of soul searching, you know. I've been beating myself up because I failed to kill you like 4 times already. But I'm just going to really stay in the present moment. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to let it happen.
Nancy runs away from him. But then her watch, which is better than an Apple Watch, is like,
yes,
you have 10 seconds to reach minimum safe distance. She realizes she's gotta get her hands on the Fred man.
Hey, Freddy, I gotta hand it to you, she says, extending her hand. I don't see what you're doing here.
And then boom, she tackles him, leaps off the back porch, grabs him just as the alarm goes off.
Whoa.
But when she wakes up, bolt upright in her bed, ready to continue the brawl. Whither Freddy?
Why, he's nowhere to be found.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
I guess we'll just try to boogity, boogity, boogity. He was hiding on the side of her bed like a true master of his spooky craft.
My God. Total jump scare. He literally does jump up from a crouched position next to her bed.
Yes.
Nancy runs all around the house, waving her arms above her head like a Muppet. And Freddy activates every single booby trap available.
There's no discussion to the fact that, like, she has now brought him into the physical realm. Like, I was expecting sort of a, like, oh, now you're in my turf or something.
Yeah.
She locks him in her bedroom, which seems a fairly effective thing to do, because it takes her a little bit to, like, properly arm her tripwires. Mm-hmm. And Freddy is just, in his defense, he's only got the left hand to open a door.
He's not going to take that glove off, just have to put it back on when he's out.
But yeah, the hammer swings down, gives him a shot right in the gut that he doesn't like.
Oh.
She's just booking it through this house, and he's just stepping on every single rake.
He's stepping on rakes. He slips on some jacks and falls onto them. Yeah, you know, like wounding his back a little bit, like dull caltrops. He steps up and turns a corner, and a Halloween skeleton falls down on him, and he screams and trips and falls down onto the kitchen floor, clutching his heart.
He sits up from the kitchen floor into a piece of saran wrap that has some, like, toothpaste on it.
Oh. He sees her run down into the basement, into the boiler room, furnace room that they have. I got you now, he says, and he starts to slowly creep down the stairs, dragging his blade hand across the wall next to him.
Yeah, he feels more powerful. He's in a boiler adjacent facility.
When he sees two levers protruding from the wall at the base of the staircase. One of them says piss. The other one says not piss. Fool me once. He takes his hand off the piss lever and he pulls the not piss lever and is suddenly deluged with red hot gasoline. His one weakness.
Suddenly, from behind him, the sound of a single match being struck. He turns slowly. It's Diddly Dobby.
Got a light? Diddly Dobby lights up a cigarette and then flicks it at Freddy's chest. He immediately immolates and screams in pain and terror. Now, interesting thing, pop-up fact, if you watch the shot after Freddy gets set on fire, the stunt Freddy, like, Nancy runs up the stairs again, and the stunt Freddy chases after her, and he has swelled up like two times the original actor's size because they've got him covered in all sorts of flame retardant shit.
He's a real puff daddy.
Oh, nice. He got swole. Apparently, that shot of him on fire won some sort of award for best special effects. I don't know. It couldn't have been an Oscar. It had to be something, but it was some like prestigious award in film for a guy on fire running up a staircase.
Which is super impressive because, another dumb pop-up fun fact, the total special effects budget for this movie was $57,000.
Yeah.
That is as much money and like the whole budget was like 1.7 million or something. It was not, I mean, they shot everything in like 2 buildings, but yeah. And the guy who took the job was like a new up-and-comer who wanted to prove himself and was like, yeah, I can work with that.
And history was made.
Nancy hauls ass up the stairs, ripping terrified toots the whole time.
Fear fart.
Fear farts.
Each one only serves to fuel Freddy's immolated fireball-like self. Methane!
She makes it up the stairs, locks the door, and then runs to the front door of her house, which she is 100% unable to open.
She smashes the window, and she screams out from her window to the deck of the Black Pearl, a mere 20 feet away. Dad, help me! Freddy Krueger is in here. He's trying to kill me. You gotta help me. This is real.
One of the deputies whose job it was to monitor the house for deputy, a small trio of Ewoks whose job it was to monitor the house, stare in dumbfounded silence as she smashes windows, screaming for help.
And the house is starting to smoke because remember, she set the basement on fire with Freddy.
And her mom is still in the house.
Yes, passed out drunk, asleep in her bed. Nancy once again retreats to her bedroom and Freddy pursues her. This time Freddy's extinguished himself somehow. He gets into her bedroom and Nancy has one final steely gunslinger's look on her face. Hey Freddy, I know you think you're gonna kill me, but I figured you out. I figured out your whole system.
Let me tell you what my system is. I'm gonna lunge at you with this razor claw.
Well, guess what I figured out, Freddy? Is that you're only as strong as the amount of attention I give you. You're like an internet troll in a chat room. You don't understand this, but your kids will love it.
Men's rights!
Freddy leaps at her, and she holds up a single woke finger and touches Freddy's forehead. He immediately explodes into 1,000 rose petals, Buddha style. You know, you remember Buddha versus Mara, the devil figure in Buddhism, when he did that to Mara's arrows?
Everyone remembers that part, Mark.
Okay, cool. I didn't want to, talk down to anyone.
Quit Buddha-splaining.
Stop Zen-splaining. Freddy turns into 1,000 small flowers, each of which goes, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill you. Suddenly, what?
Oh, no, you go ahead.
Suddenly, Lieutenant Donald Dangle breaks down Nancy's bedroom door. Nancy, it's me, your father. I was worried. I started to get worried when property damage began to happen to your mother's house. What's happening? Where's the killer?
It's okay, Daddy. I killed him with ignorance. No, wait, that doesn't sound right. I ignored him, and my lack of attention shriveled him.
You're telling me the way to stop a man's unwanted advances is to ignore him?
To a degree. I feel like what you're describing is a more complex problem than the one I dealt with, which is weird because what I was dealing with was a supernatural murderer.
Uh-huh.
But what's important is that I learned the lesson that Captain Jack was trying to teach me, and it defeated Freddy forever. And if you don't believe me, just ask my Force Ghost mom. Oh, by the way, she was murdered by Freddy.
Hi, it's me, Marge. I was murdered by Freddy under unusual circumstances where his burning body got on top of me, and that turned me into a charred skeleton as though I was the one who had burned for 20 minutes. And then my body descended into a sort of netherworld hell with a neon light rectangle around my bed and smoke effects, and it just descended down. Yeah, I guess I'm dead.
And then Anakin appears next to her, and they both just wave. Smash cut, the front lawn of Nancy's house. The Ewoks are going at it, yub-nubbing. They're playing drums. Everyone's celebrating because they know that the day is won. Freddy's been defeated.
Finally.
Even Jack Sparrow's horrified parents are pretty happy. Everyone's drinking Heinekens.
That's right. They're yub-nubbing. The X-Wings are shooting fireworks off in the low Earth orbit. And Nancy's father gives her a clap on the back. You know, Nancy, I don't say this often enough, but I'm proud of you. Now go have fun with your still alive friends. I guess it was all a dream. And suddenly, the teen car the coolest Corvette hot rod that we didn't see at any other point in the movie pulls up along the side of the curb. And Glenn is there. And Rod is there. And Tina's there. And Rod's huge dick is there.
You're going to have to ride up front because my hog's riding in the back seat with me. No room.
Oh, you guys. Nancy jumps into the shotgun seat and gives Glenn a quick smooch on the cheek. Now you kids have fun, says Lieutenant Dangle, as the convertible top violently snaps shut over their heads and the windows, reverse guillotine-like, snap into place. We see the locks on the convertible roof lock themselves, like as though they were alive.
Oh my God, it's a haunted Christmas mobile. The roof of the car is striped The roof of the car is striped green and red. This car's going straight to the North Pole.
That's right. We never mentioned Freddy Krueger as a red and green sweater, and we're not gonna, because those are the colors of Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho. We hear from a evil portal whipping open with its icy energy shooting out. The car is sucked into it, and a giant spray of shrieking, flaming metal and teenage blood spews out onto the Californian street. Nancy's father, Lieutenant Dongus, watches impotently, clutching Dobby the Dingler's hand in his own. Oh my God. I guess it was all real. Dobby and Lieutenant Dromney Bongle look across the road at the Black Pearl, which is still parked inexplicably on the front lawn of Nancy's house. We smash cut through the window into Captain Jack Sparrow's crime scene of a room where there's still a vacuous hell anus of a hole coated in blood. We zoom in on the hole, and suddenly it undulates, quivers, and burps. Thanks for the pizza. This has been Muffed Movies! We did it!
You're welcome, New Line Cinema. We fixed your movie.
We saved you. Wow. I'll tell you, what we did to Nightmare on Elm Street, logically, consistency-wise, it's not that different from what actually happens. There's a lot of kookadoo, weird reality shit.
Yeah, there were some parts swapped out, but, like, with equivalent function.
We replaced it with parts of equal or greater value.
Yeah, agreed.
Sonny Guts. Morty. Oh, man. Dave, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Yeah. Protect your neck.
Yeah, thank you. Someone needed to say it.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with, so.
That's true, and we forget that, but that is an important message.
It's lost in this workaday world.
Everybody, thank you for listening to Muff Movies. Like and subscribe on your podcatcher. And if you haven't supported us yet on Patreon, please consider supporting the show. I love doing Muff Movies live in the Chicago area, and I really want to do more of them. Let me know if you want to see some more.
It's a great place to see a phenomenal array of Chicago improvisers.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm there, too.
Nerd.
Self-deprecation!